Thank you very much, Madam President. Madam President, dear colleagues, very good morning to all of you. First of all, Madam President, it is the first time that we meet face-to-face after your re-election. May I congratulate you one more time wholeheartedly. What a wonderful news for Europe and for the friends of Europe. So congratulations again, Madam President. Dear colleagues, many of you may know that the IEA's core mandate is energy security. And one of the hallmarks of the IEA in the recent times has been our nimbleness to address emerging crisis situations. One of them, again, related to this issue, only 1 week after Russia's invasion of Ukraine, we came out with a plan, the 10-point plan for Europe, what Europe could do in order to minimize, if not nullify, the Russian gas without Europeans freezing, without economy is being destroyed. And Europe, under the leadership of Madam President, was able to go through these difficult times in the last 2 years, despite Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the energy crisis there. And I heard from many government leaders that our 10-point plan played an important role to support their decisions, which makes us very happy. We also look at other urgent issues in the energy world, such as the as we just discussed, Madam President, for the access to energy in Africa, to the climate change issues where energy plays an important role. But today, the reason I am here is to bring everybody's attention to the very fragile energy situation in Ukraine today, and even more this coming winter. Last June, we have decided to make a report on the energy sector of Ukraine for the coming winter, and it was already very fragile, but 26th of August, only a few weeks ago, there was a major attack from Russia, damaging big chunk of the energy infrastructure in Ukraine. So this situation is very delicate now. Especially winter is coming, and even before this attack, because of the previous attacks on the Ukrainian energy infrastructure, two-thirds of the power generation capacity of Ukraine was lost. And we are coming to winter. As you know, when the temperatures drop, energy demand increases, and this could be a major issue for electricity and for heating in Ukraine, for not only for the homes, but for the hospitals, for schools, for the communication networks. We may see huge implications, and this may lead to some consequences beyond the energy sector, because people will look to move around, to go to the places where they can have shelter and heating. And this may also go beyond the social and the energy issues to some political consequences. So therefore, this is extremely important. It is the reason we came up, Madam President, with a 10-point plan again. And I will just highlight some of them. And thank you very much. You mentioned some of them, that Europe is taking some steps in the right direction once again. What are our 10 key energy sector points? Just give you a couple of them. First of all, and perhaps the most important, expedite the deliveries of spare parts and the equipments of electricity generation assets. This is the transformers, the grids, and the others, and at the same time, physical protection of the existing electricity assets in the country. Second, to increase the decentralized electricity system, because Ukraine, like in many countries in the region, the electricity sector is big, large assets there, which is easier to damage and attack. So therefore, the moving more and more diesel generators, the small scale of gas-fired power plants, solar panels, wind turbines will help a lot to decentralize this with a focus on hospitals, schools, and other important areas, especially for water supply. It is critical to bring this type of power supply. Third, increase in electricity supply from Europe to Ukraine. So there is already some electricity supply from Europe to Ukraine, and without compromising the European electricity security, maybe current steps are a bit on the conservative side. We may be a bit more generous, there will be more flexibility to provide more electricity to our colleagues in Ukraine, to export more electricity to Ukraine. Then for the Ukrainian colleagues, we are discussing with them to put a social tariff to save energy there, to up to a certain level of energy consumption subsidized, but when you go beyond that, the increasing prices may lead to save energy there. And not only electricity, but the heating systems will be very important in Ukraine in winter. And as a result of the attacks, the heating plants have been severely damaged. Therefore, small heaters running on LPG would be of critical importance. One final thing I want to mention in these steps, please let's do not forget Moldova. Moldova is also going to be affected from these developments, and Europe's support for Moldova's gas supply, energy supply, will be of crucial importance. So to finish, Madam President, thank you very much for going to Kiev and looking at these issues. In my view, this is one of the most pressing energy security issues of the world today. And in the last 2 winters, thanks to the very hard work of our colleagues in Ukraine and the Ukraine's international partners such as Europe, Ukrainians went through the winter. But this coming winter will be extremely fragile for Ukrainian energy system, and we cannot afford to fail from energy angle, from economic angle, from social angle, and beyond. Thank you very much.